While the CEO was waiting for the elevator, she was shocked to find 5 zombies inside when the doors opened. But the second those zombies got a good look at her, they scattered in pure terror. One brave idiot tried to make a move and got his skull crushed with one hand. Because the CEO's true identity? She's a terrifying triple S rank zombie. Every other zombie around her just cowers in the corner and doesn't make a sound. But after I kissed her, she slowly turned back into a human. So here's how it all started. That morning, the CEO called me into her office to fire me over my performance numbers. Right in the middle of our argument, a breaking news alert came on TV. A red light contamination had hit the planet. Any living thing exposed had a 50-50 chance of turning into a man-eating monster. And while I was still trying to process that, I turned around, and the CEO I'd just been arguing with had already transformed into a tentacle monster. The news also broke down the classification system. D-rank zombie monsters have white eyes. A-rank beastmen have orange. S-rank monsters have pink. But the CEO standing in front of me had terrifying red eyes. Turns out she was an off-the-charts triple S rank, not even listed in any record. Just as I spun around to bolt, I heard a ding. The system finally showed up, and the mission it gave me? Kiss the monster's lips. I figured the system wouldn't steer me wrong. But where exactly are those lips on a tentacle monster? A second later, the tentacle monster caught up and grabbed me. Unbelievable. Even as a monster, she still wanted to deal with me. So I had no choice but to go in and kiss that giant mouth of hers. Honestly, not as bad as I expected. It even had a faint strawberry sweetness to it. Big dummy Xuan, what the heck are you doing? Oh my god, you finally look somewhat human again. Wait, something's off. But then I remembered what the news said. The contamination is irreversible. Once you turn into a monster, you can never go back to being human. Sure enough, I checked. The CEO had only 3 minutes left before she'd transform again. And this time it'd be permanent. That's when I realized my kiss only temporarily brought her back to her senses. Despite her cold, untouchable image at work, deep down the CEO was a total hopeless romantic. Finding a reliable man to love had always been her deepest desire. My kiss just briefly snapped her back. So I thought, if I push things a little further, maybe I could extend the time she stays human. Sure enough, after a solid 15-minute French kiss, the CEO gained a full 24 extra hours in her human form, which meant, as long as I kept kissing her, she could keep holding on to her human shape. But your lips are literally swollen. Minor issue. As long as you're happy, it's totally worth it. No one had ever kissed me before. No one had ever said anything like that to me before. Is this what love feels like? And for the first time in her life, the CEO felt the sweetness of love. She immediately apologized for everything that happened earlier. Turns out she still had her memories even while in monster form, so she decided to stick with me, kissing our way out of the building. But when we got to the elevator, the doors opened to reveal 5 D-rank zombies. Before either of us could even scream, the zombies took one look at the CEO and freaked out. One bold zombie charged forward and got its head caved in with a casual backhand. The rest panicked and ran for their lives. That's when it clicked. Low-level monsters are terrified of high-rank ones. I excitedly kissed the CEO as a reward, but the next second I noticed her human timer hadn't budged at all. I tried again just to be sure and confirmed it. Kissing alone wasn't adding time anymore. Something more involved was needed. Just then, a chubby silhouette stepped out of the shadows. The CEO assumed it was a monster and threw a punch. Turned out it was my team leader from work. But the CEO had heard the news report that humans could have a delayed mutation, so just to be safe, she decided she'd rather take him out. But the team leader suddenly blurted out that he knew where the CEO's little brother was, so she let him go. On the way to find her brother, the CEO suddenly stopped and weakened. She said she was starving. Xuan, you smell so good right now. Just like hunger was also cutting down her incubation time. At this rate, she had less than 20 hours before she'd mutate again. We had to find food fast. I told her to head to the supermarket, eat up, then come back for me once she had her strength. Xuan, you're so thoughtful. But the second the CEO left, my team leader, the guy who'd always bullied and undermined me, got green with envy. Why does a loser like me get to be looked after by the CEO? And that toxic obsession of his was enough. He mutated on the spot into a werewolf monster. He led a whole pack of low-level zombies and chased me for what felt like miles before I finally lost them. When I finally made it to the CEO's supermarket, I found a bunch of zombie monsters hiding inside, too scared to make a single sound. Meanwhile, the CEO had already eaten dozens of snack bags and was still starving. Help me, somebody please. It's okay, I'm here. How'd you get here? That bastard Lu Shuqiang, he mutated. Just like that? Don't worry, I'll protect you. But I noticed her neck was already covered in red veins, and the pile of wrappers on the floor made it clear she'd eaten a ton, and it still wasn't enough. The system finally flagged it. Human food can't actually satisfy her, and the longer she stays hungry, the faster she'll mutate. The team leader was closing in fast. I had to push things further, make her believe in this love even more, so I took off my shirt. Ready to go all in, but the second the CEO saw my 8-pack abs, she said she was absolutely starving. She wanted to devour me right then and there. Looked like she had 3 minutes left before turning. The zombies outside kept hammering on the windows. I knew I was running out of time. How dare you ruin this for me? You're dead.